Dubai's shimmering mega resorts were built to dazzle the world. Today, many stand eerily quiet, their lobbies and pools empty despite billions spent. Reports hint at a 15 to 20% occupancy drop in luxury segments, deepening fears of oversupply as more projects come online. Behind the glamour, something has gone seriously wrong. What's silently draining the city's promise? And can Dubai escape its looming mega project crisis? Claims of empty hotel lobbies and deserted luxury pools have become common in conversations about Dubai's mega resorts. Stories circulate of travelers receiving free upgrades to suites, of five-star properties slashing nightly rates, and of staff outnumbering guests in some of the city's most iconic venues. While these anecdotes paint a picture of a city struggling to fill its vast new spaces, they often lack hard numbers to back them up. Industry sources reference a 15 to 20% decline in occupancy for high-end hotels, but direct evidence remains elusive. Publicly available data from hotel groups and official tourism channels rarely confirm these sharp drops. Instead, the most reliable window into Dubai's hospitality market comes from third-party analytics firms like STR, which track occupancy, average daily rates, and revenue per available room across the city's districts. STR reports are widely used by investors and operators to gauge real demand, yet the latest figures do not show a collapse on the scale suggested by social media. Discounting is easier to spot. Online travel agencies list luxury rooms at deep promotional rates, and guests report complimentary breakfast, spa credits, or late checkouts as standard perks. These signals hint at excess capacity and a scramble to maintain market share. Still, without verified STR data, the true extent of the downturn remains debated. Dubai's mega resorts may look quiet, but the story behind the numbers is far from settled. Dubai's Department of Economy and Tourism reported 18.72 million overnight visitors in 2024, a new high for the city's tourism drive. At first glance, this headline suggests strong demand is keeping pace with Dubai's ambitions. But beneath the surface, the scale of new hotel construction tells a different story. In 2024 alone, developers added 4,255 hotel rooms across 19 properties, with the majority concentrated in the luxury and upper upscale categories. The pipeline is even more aggressive for the coming year. By 2025, forecasts show a 36% surge in luxury hotel supply, as high-end resorts and branded residences reach completion in districts like Palm Jumeirah, Dubai Marina, and downtown. This expansion is not isolated. Industry trackers estimate Dubai will reach 162,600 hotel rooms by 2027, with around 70% of new openings targeting the luxury segment. The numbers reveal a widening gap. While visitor arrivals grew by just over 9% in 2024, the pace of luxury room additions is set to outstrip demand by a wide margin. STR occupancy charts for 2024 show the city averaging 78%, a stable figure. But the looming influx of high-end inventory raises questions about how long this balance can hold. With more than 1 in 3 new rooms next year classified as luxury, the risk of oversupply is no longer theoretical. Even with record arrivals, the city's capacity is expanding faster than its ability to fill beds. This sets the stage for mounting cost pressures and new challenges for operators, as the economics of Dubai's mega projects face a harsher reality than the headlines suggest. On Dubai's artificial islands, the cost of ambition is measured not just in concrete and glass, but in the relentless expense of keeping the sand in place. Palm Jumeirah, the flagship project by Nakheel, requires continuous dredging to fight erosion from tides and storms. Every year, millions of dollars are spent replenishing beaches and repairing breakwaters, work that never ends whether hotels are full or empty. The World Islands, launched with fanfare in 2003, remain a stark reminder of what happens when demand falls short. By 2008, only 60% of the island's basic infrastructure was complete before funding dried up. The global financial crisis forced Nakheel into a $16 billion debt restructuring, with a government bailout to keep the company afloat. Operating these islands is a constant drain. Utilities must be piped or generated for every villa, hotel, and restaurant. Even in quiet seasons, sprawling resorts and empty pools demand a full staff and round-the-clock maintenance. High-end developments like Atlantis, the Palm, and Atlantis the Royal, built at a combined cost of over $1 billion, carry enormous fixed expenses regardless of how many guests check in. For Nakheel, the legacy of rapid expansion is a cautionary tale. The company survived only through state support, but the burden of maintaining vast, underused infrastructure remains. When occupancy slips, the financial strain is immediate and unforgiving. On the surface, empty lobbies may seem like a temporary setback. Beneath, the economics of these mega projects reveal a deeper vulnerability, where every quiet night translates into real financial loss. Investors who once rushed to secure off-plan units in Dubai's luxury towers now face a climate of growing uncertainty. Developers depend on pre-sales to fund construction, but as the pace of new launches accelerates, signs of fatigue are surfacing. Bayut and Knight Frank analysts report a slowdown in the velocity of off-plan sales, particularly for high-end residences tied to mega resorts. Units that once sold out in days now linger on the market for weeks or months. Some buyers, wary of delays and shifting market conditions, are holding back deposits or seeking exit clauses in their contracts. The pressure is not limited to investors. Inside Dubai's mega hotels, staff describe a different reality than the glossy brochures suggest. Reports from hospitality recruiters and former employees point to closed outlets, reduced service hours, and a quiet churn in management ranks. Restaurants that opened with fanfare in 2022 now operate on limited schedules or have quietly shuttered. Leadership turnover has become more frequent, with general managers and executive chefs cycling through properties in search of more stable ground. While official statements from hotel groups maintain a tone of confidence, internal memos hint at costs and hiring freezes across several flagship properties. These operational adjustments ripple outward, affecting the entire service ecosystem. Housekeepers, front desk teams, and restaurant staff face unpredictable schedules. Vendors supplying food, beverages, and luxury goods report shrinking orders. The human cost of oversupply and delayed projects is often hidden behind the city's bright exterior. To understand how these pressures are shaping Dubai's future, a series of questions must be asked. How many off-plan buyers are now seeking refunds? What percentage of new hotel outlets have reduced hours or closed entirely? How are staffing levels being managed as fixed costs remain high? And what contingency plans do developers have if investor appetite continues to cool? The answers will determine whether Dubai's mega project model can adapt, or whether the cracks now showing will widen into something harder to repair. Saudi Arabia's Red Sea resorts and Abu Dhabi's cultural districts are drawing international headlines and visitors at a pace that challenges Dubai's dominance in the region. The competition is fierce, with new visa policies, splashy marketing campaigns, and billion-dollar attractions shifting tourism flows across the Gulf. A single influencer's video, viewed 2 million times, shows a near-empty Dubai beach club and sparks thousands of comments questioning the city's allure. Analytics firms report that engagement with Dubai's luxury hashtags has dropped by 17% in the last year, while posts featuring rival destinations trend upward. Market analysts warn that perception can be as powerful as reality. As travelers and investors scroll through feeds filled with empty pools and discounted suites, the risk is clear. Dubai's brand strength is no longer unchallenged, and every viral post can tip the balance further. Dubai now faces two diverging futures. In one scenario, city leaders and developers pivot, repurposing excess hotel rooms and luxury spaces to attract a broader mix of regional and domestic visitors. This path means adapting to lower spending per guest, but it could keep properties active and avoid the worst impacts of oversupply. The other scenario is less forgiving. If expansion continues unchecked and demand fails to keep up, operators may be forced into price wars that further erode Dubai's luxury reputation and push some mega projects into permanent limbo. The burden of high fixed costs, unfinished developments, and cooling investor interest could turn quiet lobbies into a lasting feature, not a passing phase. The next choices will determine whether Dubai's mega project gamble can be sustained or whether the city's ambition has finally outpaced its reality. Today, Dubai faces a test of ambition and adaptability. Billions ride on the city's image, yet oversupply risk and shifting global demand refuse to wait. The world is watching. Can a skyline built on confidence withstand cracks in that very foundation? Let me know what you think below.